Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm later than usual, but there's a reason for it because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any details about the soap opera, and then I'm going to do the my Corey Richards video right after this. So I was trying to do it like back to back, but I want to give you a full details. So that's why I waited, and I had to wait until it shows up on my on demand thing, and it was like not until 5. So okay, and it's really funny because I should have just went with my gut. What I was waiting on is I told you guys that Dylan is the character's last name, so I said, okay, what's the first name? And then Sydney Bullock and they had an interview with Sydney Bullock, Ashley Brewer, and Brian Nicoletti, all together. Well, and Lene Grace too. And she said something like Dylan is a nickname, and then the host Michael Fairman said, "So what's your name? What's the name?" And she said, "Well, it was supposed to be Melissa, but then they chose Miss Dylan because I was supposed to be art teacher, yada yada." So it's kind of funny because I've been calling her Melissa, but then the only reason I was confused was because I said I didn't know if that was really her name. So then I started calling her by the actor's really real name. I said, okay, she's Sydney Bullock from now on, but no, Melissa. Um, so yeah, okay. Now story number 2 is a little more. Okay, so the the hmm, the bone of contention is going to be whether or not Katie uses Eric's designs to launch her fashion line or not. And her position is it's just a business decision, and she's not trying to create the tension and the drama in the family and all this stuff. Brooke is all up in arms about it's not right. It's not your designs. That's not, and she's screaming, and I'm like, oh, okay. But it comes out that, which I kind of knew it was bubbling under the surface, that Katie is more pissed that Brooke treats her like a little girl, still like her little sister. And she voiced everything I was thinking in my head. I swear. Because she said, you know what your problem with me is that you always see me as your little sister and that I want to look up to you and all this stuff. And you see me as a girl looking out the window. And I had to fight and claw for everything I have. And you got everything pretty easily because of how you look. And I was never gonna be that good looking as you. And and then, of course, Brooke says, no, it's not like that. And she said, yes, it is, because you're very condescending to me, and I'm not going to let you roll over on me. And I'm like, yes, fight for the little people. Fight for the youngest of the family because I can relate to that. Because, like, I've said this before, okay? I'm the youngest of my family, but also because of my disability, like, directly due to my disability, I have special needs. Okay, what that means is that I need more stuff than the average person, but it's not a bad thing. But whenever my siblings would get mad because I'd get more attention, but I'm like, hey, I'm getting more attention because I'm having surgery again on whatever. I mean, I've had so many surgeries when I was a kid, I can't even count. So yeah, I got attention, but because I was in the hospital a lot. So yeah, I know what it's like to be the younger sibling, trust me. Um so yeah, but I don't think that finally I wanted them to resolve it, but in a way I'm glad they didn't resolve it just like because what I'm afraid of with soap operas sometimes is you'll have two people in an argument, usually family, right? and they think that they can hug it out and everything will be cool. Sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes you have to prove people wrong and say, okay, I know you thought about X, Y, and Z about me, but see, I can do on my own. And you got to get the recognition and respect from people sometimes. And sometimes you have to do it that way. You can't tell them, you have to show them. And then they might back off of you a little bit and give you the respect as a human being and not as a little sister anymore. So, yeah. Okay. The other storyline, which involves all this, is Eric is back at Forrester, which, yay, John McCook. Okay, so I kind of got my dream scene, and I didn't even know I wanted it because one thing I did want is for Brian Nicoletti, the new actor that plays RJ, to get more scenes because he's really good, but he needs scenes to prove it, you know? So he got a scene with John McCook, and they played, of course, grandfather and grandson, and it was really cool to see because I could even tell through the screen that John McCook was taking Brian Nicoletti under his wing, and it's really cool to see. So I liked it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the wardrobe for a minute because it was nice. It was really funny. I feel like they're trying to give Katie the moment because everybody else was like in casual-ish clothes. Because Torsten K was in just like a shirt and I guess jeans or something like casual. Don Diamont was cool, and then Catherine Kelly Lang was in a white thing or something. I don't know. But then Heather Tom was in a black thing. But okay, so it's like a top. It's not a dress. It's a top. But then the slits are like here. It's really cool. So kudos, wardrobe department. So yeah, we got some stuff in the fire. Some stuff is gonna come up. Of course, like I said, I called it from yesterday that Dylan and Electra and Will are gonna be in a love triangle or love thing. So there's gonna be that. Oh, there's something I forgot to mention from the other day. Okay. So about Deacon and Taylor. I talked about the Romeo and Juliet thing, but it's a total reversal because usually, okay, in the play it was the parents against the kids union or whatever, a relationship, whatever, right? So they're totally going across the against the usual because Steffi is the one totally opposed to this, and Steffi is Taylor's daughter. So theoretically, she shouldn't really say anything about anything. But that's the angle they're going with that. Okay, I covered it all. All right. Bye, everybody.